Jina mau itugulele mite go bye agigere gedeshet nebo Kass TV itagating logoy gabemet kigurena Jacqueline Arusi. Katagangele jine tabaishet connected to go to basuguli shagabara gimoni in town itabelonet ko olega indoji bagenge nebo University Academic Staff Union suguli shagabara chibamoi ak University of Eldoret ko ndagangele jine tabaishet and strike ke agnesha golegi kiberbet sagani Kubun Ministry nebo Somanet kosulai tab CBA nebo 2017-2021 erorichin goindo Isaac Ogi.
Kongololi kasarta nakalumda national strike eng sugulishekab barak chotok chebo emoni kondochin Dr. Busolo Kass, Secretary General noton nebo Universities Academic Staff Union WASU kubun Moi University chapter komwa icheket kole kokotemene serikalitab emoni kokonyit CBA nengete kenyitab 2017 ak tesetab tai noton nebo siretab CBA alak.
Workers of Moi University and as the nation is aware, today we are launching a national strike. This national strike is being launched today in all the universities across the country. So Moi University branches are here today to launch this national strike. And just to bring you up to speed, you may be aware that last year we signed a CBA and a return to work formula at the national level. This return to work formula and the CBA that we signed was for the period of 2021-2025. And within this period of time, we are supposed to have certain payments in terms of the salaries that were enhanced.
Kamwa kaneti chotok kole nyolu eng ministry noton nebo somanet kubun treasury kotyakta rabinik cheyoche amait koityi koshinetab siretab CBA kong'ete kenyitab 2025 akoi kenyitab 2029 asikomukta kaimutik cheityin icheket.
We were paid the first one and the second tranche was supposed to be paid immediately after 1st of July. To date, our employers have not paid us that money. We have tried to negotiate with them. They have not paid us.
Kosubkei ak WASU kotomo kelipanji icheket melekwek chotok chebo kong'ete kenyitab 2017 akoi kenyitab 2021 akot nganda king'at kapkirwok kobun court ruling kisuldae notok.
So we are saying as much as we want this 2.7 billion, we also want the counter offer for 2025-2029 CBA. We also want the arrears of 8.8 billion for 2017-2021 CBA. And we are saying, students, we know students are on campus, but we cannot teach students when our children are at home because these lecturers cannot take their children to school.
Kit noton nakarop eut kanetik chebo sukulitab barak nebo University of Eldoret.
The salary that we have enjoyed has been as a result of the street. Yes. And that's why we are ready to go. When MCA is coming out, and we know that this money is there. Yes. You saw what happened last night. They purported to release a memo of 2.5 billion. But our banks are now empty. Yes. There's nothing in our accounts. These people have really suffered. So we expect that in the next few days, just as they release that letter, we want the money, and we shall leave this place only to the bank. From the tank to the bank.
We do need the recruitment and appointment of council members to be competitive. Yes. It is not a preserve for jobless people or rewarding cronies and all those things. Because you bring people who don't understand what they're coming to do in a university. Yes. Yet it is an institution of higher learning.
Pitunito kakote eng kasarta noton nemwoe ministry noton nebo somanet kobun treasury kole kokotyakta rabinik cheite silingishek bilionishek 2.5 koityi icheket. Kong'eteke taonitab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kaibet sobonwekwak biik lou akonyor kakotonoshek biik alake ang'wanu kosubkei ak nyasutietab oret nekabit kangobet tokchinet lorit nekang'ete taonitab Kericho akoriach pikipikishek koboto biikab emet eng siretab Kipsitet eng county nebo Kericho eng kembout nekaityin rani. Kaibet sobonwekwak biik ang'wanu eng yoto kotomo kobet sobonwekwak biik alake aeng'u yekangotiem kimut koba sipitalitab county referral nebo Kericho konyor kanyaiset. Yarorwech eng koindo Robert Selen.
Kaek langatut nebo rirek ak wakat neo en meng'ikab Kipsitet en Soin en county nebo Kericho kasarta nekatieme biikab emet kosor bichoton ite 10 chekokachil lorinoton ole chong'indoo bichoton ko chemung'arainikab bodaboda. Kosubkei ak sub-county police commander en Soin en county noton nebo Kericho Lawrence Kisini kokoibet takyinet lorinoton kong'eten taonitab Kericho kotokyingei Kisumu akoriach pikipikinik ak biikab emet chekotokyingei gaa kokoiwang boisietab mung'aret. Kochil lorinoton kobeten sobet biik 4 en yoton akobet sobet biik alak aeng'u kimute koba sipitali akomotechi kakotonoshek cheechen biik alak cheite 4. Kosubkei ak meng'ikab Kipsitet chekabaorenchi nyasutyonoton kokoek orogenet neo noton en icheket.
Kainet chu kekurenon Mercy. Alen kitinye rirek chechang en Kipsitoni ko lose control lori. Ko lose control lori kokonamen pumps yuno. Kokonamen pumps kotiren karit amun komi free. Konyokoumisan biik en yu chechang kokiwokye nekit 2 hours en kireyu kewoktosi ama kobwa chi nyokotoretech. Asikarik kokobur bare baadaye bwone kakobek biik mi ot nekomoe kesor nekokail neu kesorundo ano ako momi ot karit nemi barabara. En kainutikyuk kekurenon Marilyn nebo Arap Rotich. Amama mboga ako aaldoishe en yuton yu. So kinamwa korong netai amwae pole en biik chekokibet. Ko en ng'wonindo kabisa en bichoton kokibet amun en echek korong kekere kele makitinye kandoik chetoret.
Na watu wenye wanauza mboga na vitu zingine watafute mahali pasuri. Juu hapa venye tuko ni hatari sana. Kari ikimaliza break huko juu inaua watu wengi. Kama jana hatujui hata ni watu wangapi wenye walikufa. Wenye tunajua tu ni wa 6. Lakini hatujui wengine, hatujui watu wengine sasa. Sasa tunaomba tu serikali atufanyie favor.
Karirtan chemung'arainichoton nemamiten street lights nekaimuche kotoret icheket kosubkei ak nekoibet taishek lorinoton kit nemoker chong'indab chemung'arainik.
Tangan ndab chechu ko chang nerekutik. Kimoe kityo taishek chu ak kemoe koit kandoik yu. Kosir mi biikab county utilishe ako mi tabu yu. Tom konyo chi ot nyokolenjechi mutyo. MCA ko nenono kakorikab Mungaret. Echek biikab pikipiki tom komi mami chi nekanyokolenjech pole. Ako kitinye ajali. Pikipishek mut iman mi biik chuk mi mochwari. Karuyo biik chuk mut nemi mochwari. Inam indawen biik che machoton shwel. Maton keker kole level ng'o.
So kit namwae netai irou korong komotindoi biikab boda stage nenywan. So akot ndat kotindoi bichu stage ko kotam koitu ng'alechoton chang kobo meet amun mi barabara bichu. Kosome akichek kit netoretengei lakwak. Echek akechek ko kimama mboga kemiten barabara kimiten ortinwek chebo kurwotikab biik kesome chekitoreten lagokyok. Kimache kemwainen biikab county kelenjini okertech ano. Ako en raini imagine mamie ko chi nekanyo kole pole kinyekekere kityo kele komechi ano akaba bokotil ano receipt en orit.
Kakibor borwekab bichoton koibet sobet koba kot nekonoren muswek nebo sipitalitab county referral nebo Kericho en kasarta netesetai konyoiset biik chekonyor kakotonoshek en sipitalit noton ak chikilisiet nekakotoi afisaekab ribsetab kalyet kotinygei ak yautyonoton. Kong'eten siretab Kipsitet nemiten en Soin en county nebo Kericho, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass FM International, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Eng kasarata kokatelel sobonwekab rutoiwek eng kasarta nekoi eng oretab Kericho Kisumu akoimak boisionikab mung'aret eng siretab Kipsitet kosubkei ak nekaker oret biikab emet konerekyin yautiet nekoibet sobet biik lou kosubkei ak nekoriach ichek lorit eng sironotok. Kanerekyi kora meng'ichotok nemamite kabarunoik ak taishek oranotok kotiny ole takchingei siretab Kipsitet ole kamwa kole kokotestai kolany kaitetab nyasutikab oret chekiborionjin eng kebeberatak. Kinyoru report kora kobun Robert Siele.
Kaimak rutoiwek ak mung'aret en siretab Kipsitet kosubkei ak nakar oret biikab emet ak kolal mat en junction nebo Moroni ak Kipsitet konerekyin yautiet nekoibet sobet biik lou akonyoru kakotonoshek biik alak 4 kosubkei ak nekoibet takyinet lorit akoriach icheket en sironoton nebo Kipsitet.
Kait ketita komasatan kandoik en county nebo Kericho kondochin county MP nebo Kericho Beatrice Kemei ak governor nebo county noton Dr. Eric Mutai chekaibor kaimetabgei icheket kosubkei ak yautyonoton.
So this is not the first time, and I feel very sad that we are losing our people. One. Amachama gouni. Kuanzia hivi. Drivers, be careful. Drivers, be careful. Kama kuna vile huyo driver angeenda kando, sio kwenda kwa watu. Kama alijua kuna shida ya brake kama nini, angeenda kando.
Highways are not clearly labeled and the bumps are not clearly indicated. I'm going to reach out to my brother David Shilshil so that all the bumps along this highway are labeled, so that when the driver is driving would know that he's approaching a bumps, because one of the great cause of accidents around here are unmarked bumps along a highway and unmarked highways, and it is very important to mark the bumps and mark the highways.
Kosubkei County MP Beatrice Kemei kokamach ketikab karisiek kosub ng'atutikab oret asikeistogei nyasutik cheu choton.
Na wakuwe careful, waachane na maneno ya miraa, waachane na maneno ya pangi, waachane na nini kama when they are driving. Maona ni? If they have to drink, they drink milk. Na soda waachane na hiyo. Kena, tukakimwagele tunataka pumps kwa marketplaces kama hii. Tunataka tukuwe na sio straight line hivi. Tuko na shida hivyo. Watoto wa shule wanapita. Amacha pone, nataka niseme pone.
Kamwa MCA nebo Soliat Albert Kipkoech kole magat kechaktaen kandeetab taishek anan street lights en siranoton nebo Kipsitet asikotoret en kirindaetab yautik chemakororon.
Hii budget ya juzi tuliweka 24 million ya ile mask, ya ile fly mask, ile refu. So kwa sababu kama hii ya Kenya Power inasumbua, tunaweza weka hiyo mask moja kubwa hapa, refu sana na itachukua sehemu kubwa. So mimi nataka kuhakikishia hawa leo, na kwa sababu system imeanza, process ya procurement imeanza, iwe kitu ya kwanza.
En kasaratan komach MCA nebo waditab Kapsoit Paul Chirchir Tarimbo nekaitita komasatan Cabinet Secretary nebo ripsetab kalyet en emet orit Kipchumba Murkomen ak Cabinet Secretary nebo teksetab ortinwek Davis Chirchir koboto afisaek cheechen chebo police en emoni koib kakwautikab chokchinet en ortinwek asikekirinda yautik cheu choton.
Ningependa kuambia waziri wa Interior Kipchumba Murkomen, maisha 6 ilipotezwa Kipsitet, awaje ile kanafanya Nairobi na afike hapa. Ya pili, waziri wa barabara Davis Chirchir, pahali huko tungependa kukuambia leave whatever you are doing and come to Kipsitet today. Ya tatu, Inspector General ya Police inatakana afika hapa hata yeye.
En nyasutyonoton kabakach arogenet neo en Kipsitet ak kebeberwek chenekityin kokayamis Gavana Mutai ketoi tetutikab ketoret familia chekonyor nyigisindo icheket.
Kasinyun ak kandoik ko kecheng kandoik konyekiyum rabisiek ya kutosha en lo. Monoton kasitab county government ko koib tetit nao nekibore dompen. Nao koib aramutanono. Monoton inye en bilinyun ak imutu toek chechang konyekerambe agenge ak kepchechi nekole committee okwe otabote monoton tuguchu tugul kemoche kobangan biikab kokwet monoton.
Kong'eten county nebo Kericho logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Tesetai koboru boiboiyet neo kanetik kosubkei ak rutoito nekiyai ichek eng aindo eng State House Nairobi, mwaat kole kibunji kelchin neo tuyet nekiyai icheket ak President William Ruto koboto stakeholders alak cheechen chebo somanet. Kamwa kibagengeitab kanetik nebo naat mornetab Nandi East Tindiret kondochin sirindet Boniface Tenai kole kosubkei ak ng'alalet nekiyai icheket ak President William Ruto kobendi kanetichoto kosuldae magutikwak tugul chebo CBA tuget nebo kanyoiset eng kwenutab magutik alak cheterter.
Kong'alatin ketesyoni eng oret neinegei eng taonitab Nandi Hills, komwa alak eng kanetik chemite eng kibagengeit nebo naat kondochin sirindet nebo kibagengeit noto bo naat mornetab Nandi East Tindiret Boniface Tenai kole boibochin ichek agenda netinye President William Ruto emoni.
Kokitachech His Excellency eng tarik 13 keitite aketachech eng oret nebo kwong'et kokonech agenda President ako kikicham ng'alalenyin nemotiny amu mami lembech akotinye magutik chekororonen akobo chitugul eng emoni Kenya. Kimwa komie kole katochech asikikwen kibagenge kosubkei ak uwezo nekitinye akichek akobo tesetab tai nebo Kenya ak tesetab tai nebo somanet.
Kaboibochine kanjinet nebo CPA eng mwaet kole eng kasarta netai kokotyin serikali kanjinet ak kanetik eng oret ne nyumnyum.
Ng'olyo netai nekimong ko CPA nebo 2025-2029. Meche kemwa nito komie kele kikikonech CPA ako kikon CPA neng history nebo emoni komawachi strike. Yekinye akoi sikesire CPA ko kaketienso eng ortinwek koumionso biik ak koumionso lagok eng somanet.
Kaboibochi tena kanjinet nebo katororet anan promotion nebo kanetik ole wendi serikali kotorori kanetik 50,000 eng kenyit age tugul ole eng kasari kochang kanetik chetomo konyoru promotion eng kasarta nekoi.
King'alale promotion komwa komie ako kemwoini kongoi amu kikende 1 billion promotion nebo mwalimuinik cherikyin 25,000. Kokon reaction nenyi nekararan kole kakitesanata 1 billion siko mwalimuinik chekipromoteni kila kenyit ko 50,000. Kirabache eut ak keboiboitu.
Kaboibochi ine kora kanjinet nebo tuget nebo kanyaiset ole testai ng'alalet asikobit konyor kanetik tugetnywa newendi kotelechin tetutikab kanyaiset.
Kebwa medical cover ko kikonech kerenyi president akoleche kemuite asitekeweny kiro kekonech medical cover nenyolchin echek yekimi kasi ak chamanikyo.
Boibochin ine kora kanjinet nebo housing levy ole bendi kanetik konyoru kebeberta eng korik cheteche serikali eng kalyet nemite ng'ony.
Akomwa komie kole ing chepkondok chokikonu chokitile chebo housing levy ko 13% kobunu kanetik. Ara kimwa anyun kole ingor choto ko 20% ketengorchin mwalimuinik. Kikirebache eut ako kikiboiboitu.
Kong'etege county nebo Nandi logoiwekab emet chebo Kass. Kainenyu ko Nelson Tarbei.
Kakomang'e seneta nebo Busia Okiya Omtata ako nerekyi bunge nebo boror eng mwaet kole makotindoi kimnatet nebo kosuldae boisionik kou ole nyalu ako noto koboisie ofisit netoror anan executive. Kong'alal eng Nakuru eng tuyet nebo kibagengeisiek chemabo serikali cheborchingei imandab kipkosobei kokiaror kole nyalu kekimit tetutik chebo kebos bananda eng kwenutab biikab boror.
And that's why you find that parliament is totally toothless, powerless, because it's no longer legislation that distributes resources. It's proximity to an individual sitting in State House. And that happens because we have not paid attention to Chapter 12, how our money is. We must begin talking about how many people have been taken out of poverty in this country. The poor will always be there, as Jesus said, but you can reduce their numbers. So we must change our narrative. So the organizing our brother talked of and not stopping to lament means we must choose this anchor provisions in the Constitution. Conflict of interest bill. That bill passed through in both houses, it went to him. He returned it with a memorandum. One of the required things he wanted was to remove the requirement that people must declare the source of their donations. And that was some of their donations. He wanted that out. And it's at that point that he began buying MPs to pass that rejection.
Kango Masias nebo itonwekab emet Deborah Baraza kole kokotet serikali kokol ketik chesire million angwan ko agenge eng tetutik chetokyingei ripsetab mau. Kong'ololi eng tuyet nekaituiyo ak stakeholders kobun kibagengeisiek cheterterchin chebo serikali ak chemabo serikali komwa Baraza kole bo kamanut ripsetab itonwekab emet. Kinyoru report kobun Samson Kurgat.
Eng tetutiet netokyingei ripsetab Mau Forest Complex eng kasarta nebo kenyisiek 10 kokotet kolumda serikali tetutioni eng arawa nebo 10 asikekol ketik chesire million 4.
Restoring Mau is not just an environmental duty, it is an economic necessity. It is an economic insurance, protecting GDP growth, securing food systems, and guaranteeing national energy stability.
10-year bold, ambitious, and transformative program dubbed the Mau Forest Complex Integrated Conservation and Livelihood Improvement Program, MFC ICLIP, under the clarion call Linda Mau Poresha Maisha. The MFC CLIP aims to deliver ambitious targets. The first edition will be launched on the 24th of October 2025, and we are aiming to restore 3,313 hectares of degraded forests with approximately 4 million tree seedlings.
Kamwa PS Ngeno kole mitei ole ngoi timda Mau kosubkei ak tiletab ketik ak meng'atoshek chemaiyonotin.
The Mau complex faces grave threats: illegal logging, unsustainable land use, encroachment, and climate change. If left unchecked, these pressures will undermine our water security, food production, biodiversity, and the resilience of our local communities.
Tetutiani kotokyingei sub-counties cheboto Molo, Njoro, Kuresoi North ak Kuresoi South.
We have initiated weekly tree growing drive, and in the last 4 weeks, as he has presented, we have covered 132 hectares of the conservation, meaning that we have done over 150 tree seedlings grown already in the last 4 weeks.
The 15 billion tree campaign is our rallying cry. To the hands of our community, innovations from the private sector, investments in the private sector, resources from our development partners, the passion and hope of the women and the youth of Kenya and beyond. Because this is not just about trees, it is about jobs, it's about water, it's about energy, it's about food, it's about peace, and it's about dignity. Equity and inclusivity in Kenya is critical, and so we need to look at all the ecosystems in Kenya.
Kayaror PSS alak kobun departments cheterchin eng serikali tetutik chekokosuldae eng kibagenge nebo koityi magutik chebo ripsetab Mau.
We have donated 250,000 seedlings towards this very noble project, and we are going to donate a further 250 to reach at least 500,000 seedlings.
We have pledged 2 milk coolers for cooperatives within the Mau ecosystem to ensure that we can get them out of the forest. Also be donating a few thousands of beehives for the communities around the Mau, and that again will help us enhance our honey value chain.
Where did we go wrong? It is now not a blame game to anyone else. All of us unite for this purpose. There is a lot of challenge, but united we are going to make it.
Ariwotenchini Kass logoiwekab emet eng county nebo Nairobi. Kainenyu ko Samson Kurgat.
Kagogon kayamiset MP nebo Bomet East Richard Yegon eng meng'ikab komosata kole eng kasarta nenwach kebendi kesuldae teksetab ortinwek chebo lamit chetesetai eng sub-county nebo Bomet East eng oret ne nyalunot. Kamwa Yegon kole kikong'emak komoswek cheterter eng oretab Tenwek, Merige agoi Chemengwa. Kasarta nenwach kong'ete ngorok teksenwa. Kinyo report kobun Festus Rono.
Kakokimit MP nebo Bomet East Richard Yegon kole nyolu en kontraktaek koker kole kaisub ng'atutik chebo teksetab oratinwek asikistoengei cheng'emoksei oratinwek en kasarta nenwach kokakiwong kokakitech. Niton ko kosubkei ak ne en chong'indab oratinwek kong'emoksei en chokyinet mising ko oretab Meriki, kit nekamwa Yegon kole ibchin komanut noton ak kokosimchi kontraktaek koker kole kaisub ng'atutik chebo teksetab oratinwek.
Kokomoche amwa ale noker iman kong'ete Tenwek akebwa akoi Merikiro yono akot akoi kebwa akoi Chemengwa iroi ko kibit potholes che ana koyat kora parent contractor. Oin ko kikikochi kelenji kimoche kitaketes the quality nebo barabara. Ako noker nguni kyokere besio oin kinyokebimoni besio en iroi kele ngwany kobiman the inches chekimoche. Ngunon there is around kikichobe ukinye 4 inches lakini kokitesi 0.05. So I'm telling you this is or 0.5. So 4 inches and 5, 45 inches or something like that. is it, let's say 4.5, something like that, 4.5 inches. So kung nagamaja amwale, ogere quality nebo kongeten yon kokichoben akoi ireyu kimiten nguni ole tofauti, even the thickness ogere ole kararan.
Kong'ololi inen Kabaruso en Bomet East kasarta nekatoigei teksetab oret kong'eten Kabaruso akoi Chemaner nekamwa ine kole en kasarta nebo kenyisiek 2 kowong'ugei teksonotok.
Sub-launching ini, ko what I did was kikosom another group nenyokoyoe lam koker nebo tekat akwo Chemaner akolanda olimbo Masai. Ko lucky enough ko amwoni kongoi Kiptayat amun koyaa kou noton. Ko nikakiyoe raini ko kakinome kele kinyokeyai lam kong'eten ireyu akotestai koker tekat. Ko nikakinam raini kong'eten tomorrow okere mashinisiek kotesetai kouni kokere kotesetai. Ko reduceni ng'alekab keyai barabarani kwa nusu nekatoyoe. Ngamun kokiborchinigei keker kele kanyolu keyai korok orani kokere ndakobune the speed nekobune kong'eten oin ko kototo kotesetai konekit up to nekit 8 years chemiten taa. Lakini amache amwa ale en nguni amun kokites karisiek kochang'a ko reduce say within 2 years ko kaketar all these projects. That is as per the plan nekoko serikali kole lazima kochokyi bichuton. Etiosiek en across this stretch nebo 75 kilometers ko etiosiek chemiten kou Chemaner ko 2 ketesyi agenge nemiten somok 4 5 6 etiosiek 6 kap Kimolwon mi Kiptulwo en ireyon koilongisa ak nomiten ngweny ireyu ak nemiten Matecha ak nomiten nemiten Isei en yumbo Chemaner kikuren yumbo makitu ireyono. So those are 6 bridges chekichobe en nguni ako kichobe to the standard nombo barabarosiek chebo tarmac.
Kora komwa ine kole wendi teksetab oratinwek choton koibu walet en komosotok missing ko en kanaptaetab uchumi nebo Bomet East.
Koi kelchin neng'wong'et oboisien nguni sikong'et osich faida en biashara ak tuguk chemiten tugul en mbarenokwek asi kotoret akot ng'alekab kolipan school fees ko kakoik rahisi en sigik chechang. Icheru kityo kobwa barabara yu ak kolabaten kowek kokakoit ndonyo ak kowek ak kotoreten biashara nekotinye.
Kong'eten county nebo Bomet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
En kasarta netesetai kowendi ng'ony kaitetab kong'onyik en emoni missing ko en komoswek chekicham kochang kou Chesum en county nebo Nandi kosubkei ak yautikab kimugulmet kou kabatisiet en museresiek kotete kibagengeitab International Crane Foundation koyai igorta nenat kou Crane Festival. Wendi kotuitos igoratak meng'ikab county nebo Nandi ak sang nebo Nandi asikonetkei akobo kamanutietab kerib kong'onyik ak keistoegei kabatisietab museresiek ak saosiek kosubkei ak nechome kotebe kong'onyik komoswek chuchotok. Kinyoru report kubun Cornelius Ketera.
Adan Kabelo ko manager nebo kibagengeit nebo International Crane Foundation eng emetab Kenya nekamwa kole kosubkei ak nokotestai kwo ng'uny kaitetab kong'onyik eng emoni missing ko eng komoswek chekinootin eng county nebo Nandi kochang kong'onyik kole boto chesumei ko notok amune kochob festival nenaat ko Crane Festivals netetat keyai eng tarik 19 ak tarik 20 arawani asikonet biikab county nebo Nandi kamanutietab ribetab kong'onyik.
Now the numbers of grey-crowned cranes have diminished. For the last 35 years, it has gone from 40,000 to less than 10,000. Now, if you ask me how much or how many of those are in Nandi, I can only give you an estimate. It's less than 500 maybe. And we know that this is a county that hosts one of the largest probably in this region. So these numbers are very, very, very small. Now, for us to grow these numbers of cranes, we have to do something to the people who are our threat, who are posing as a threat to the cranes, because they have occupied the wetlands where cranes survive. So people are approaching encroaching the wetlands to grow food there. People are encroaching the wetlands to get water there because there are springs. What we are doing as ICF, International Crane Foundation, is to put in strategies that will remove people from those wetlands.
Isaiah Keter ko CC nebo Mungaret eng serikalitab county nebo Nandi ne agenge eng biik cheiwolegei kongonyot ole kale ine pamoi kongony chetenden kelien amasome chebo rutoi ne kamwa kole tesetai ine kotugul kosome meng'ikab county nebo Nandi korib kongonyot.
Anendet family nenyonet kiwolegei mising kele kibo moi kongony chemasome chebo rutoi. Acheget ko tiondonyo ko kongonyot ak kemeche kesom ne mising kerib kongonyondoni. Kikiligei anyun ko ki county nebo Nandi asikobit ke make sure kele kakinde digital platform sites chechoket chechang chemakat kerutochi sikobit konai biik kole yobwone Nandi ko kakemarketan digitally asikobit konai biik kole yu ak yu ak yu ye suppose korutochi. Kebwa sikobit kinet biik kyok chebo boror keleji akot ngakikomarikitu mbaronik chekiboti ngakikomining'itu mising meng'anotosiek ko mat kebwa asikobit keborye ak ketar tiong'ik chekiberurunech kamuktoindet. Kesom biik kyok keleji oyie ongetoretkei kepreservan tiong'ichutok. Agenge eng tuguk chemakat keyai ko kibororiet ko yo kakinyoru maik chebo kongonyot oyo kinet lagokchok chemengech keleji mat kerebe kongonyot maik asikobit kobetyo maik chekekeny atya kotestai kong'ering'itu mising kongonyikyok. Onginet biik kyok kora keleji oyie akot yo kewe kotimaste kotibat discourageni mising kibat wetlands chechoket ko yo kemaste kotibat ko mat keboisie kerichek che chotok kobendi sikobete sobet tiong'ichuto chu kitinye de statunga ak kongonyi chuchoket chu.
Eng komostanyi komwa CC nebo mbarenik ak ribetab itonwekab emet eng serikalitab county nebo Nandi Hilary Serem kole tesetai serikalitab county nebo Nandi kwai kit age tugul neimugoksei nebo koro kole kakirib muserosiek koboto ole nyanyawet anan wetlands asikonyor ole menyei kongonyot.
Kongonyot ko agenge nebo taritik che endangered eng emet ak kenyoru kityo mising eng Nandi yu ak komoswek che ng'ering. So kimache kesom kele ngetestai kerib tarityani ongerib kongonyot sikoribwech environment sikoribwech climatic changes. Yekirib kongonyot ko kingen tugul kele kongonyot kochame ole mi kondametutab beek, chame ole swampy, ole marshy, ole mi beek. Ko yakiribe yundo keribe ako wetlands.
Scholar Tuwe ko CC nebo culture eng county nebo Nandi ne kamwa kole kongonyot ko taritiet agenge nekiyonye tuguk chemiachen ako chelibwoben.
Kelejini lagok kangochut ko ane chepchumba kemutu lakwet ngongonyot aleji lagok chun koitu lagat kongonyot lakwet ko kikongonyondoni ko kikiyonye lagok kele konu inendet sobet. Ikere le kongonyot ko kongonyot ko libwok, kongonyot ko kararan, kongonyot ko lalang. Ko kingomong konyo kongete Mount Elgon ko kiisub ole mi beek konyo Lake Victoria ini konyo Yala River ak nyokwo akoi Aldai. Ko kitunatebe akoi age kolecho kinyokwo akoi Terikyun ole kilen Kapsengere. Nyemite yotok nyokomong nyokotokosta akoi nin Balesos. Ak nyep konyo yotok inyokonyo akoi Chesumei. Ko ngiker Chesumei mising ko chang ng'ong'onyik. Kekure Chesumeek. Mite bororieshek chok chebo Nandi tugul. Asome obwa ing betunotok sinyokeker tugul festival nenyo nebo ng'ong'onyot.
Kongonyot kora ko agenge eng tiong'ik chekikiboisie eng kabarunetab kei eng kasarwekab igorwek cheterter mising ko chebo koiwek kou eng karoretab Joseph Arap Tiek ne agenge eng boiyotab kaburwo Council of Elders.
Kikimwoe yo kimeche keba koe kelen kibo tiondo kotep kole tiondo koret koter bororiet koter tiondo ko ki age ko kou notok ko kebo tiondo notok kakimwa ko anyun kibendi kechenge oret nekiribe asimabetyo ko amu kikelachat achek kebo tionyotok kesome tionyotok kabisa kotko makiwire kotko makilech ngosirto kikoti akelechini oba nemie ko kimakelache kimakewire ngakikilagoi ko kikinai kele nenyot tionyoto. Kwanyun kimeche kerib komie. Kimeche ketinye kiy neiboru nekirutyin ngoriet, kirutyin kotit nebo sut, na kerutyin kiyai. Asikobit kiboru kele kibo kong'onyondo.
Tarehe 19 kutakuwa na mashindano, kutakuwa na group activities, kutakuwa na cultural dance, kutakuwa na wimbo, kutakuwa na games, mambo tofauti ya mchezo ya kufurahisha watu. Tarehe 20 itakuwa ni kilele ambaye tutakuwa na wakubwa kutoka serikali, kutoka national government, kutoka county government na sisi pia, ili tuweze kuongea na kuhimiza watu juu ya hizi ndege.
Kong'ete taonitab Kapsabet eng county nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Cornelius Keter.
Chitab Kalenjin kakituk chotok kaimetab logoiwek chok chebo emet kakimuch kebun kong'ete studio nebo Kass TV. Kongoi missing oboraindo ngekonech keker logoiwekab emet, kigurena Jacqueline Arusei ak amagun kembout nekararan.